This conference will now be recorded.
So hello guys, good morning and good evening all. So I'm gonna share my screen very quickly. I hope that I'm audible clearly and my screen is also visible. Let me just share my screen first. Yeah, cool. So we'll just have a quick recap like what we have done till now. So in the last sessions, we have seen how we can download and install the Postman. Also, we have seen some of the major UI components of Postman, like what is the collection, environment, flows, history, what is the use of new, import, workspaces, and then we have sent a very simple request, which was a GET request. Although like we are going to use a lot of kind of requests in the further sessions like post, put, delete, and like all these will be some kind of basic overview and basic data which I want you guys to know about Postman and API requests and responses, so that this course what it is made for, the API automation with Python, so that you guys will not having any issues at that time. Most of the courses don't offer this Postman part. They directly start from Python and then API automation, but I usually offer this part as well because there are so many candidates out there which are not having any prior knowledge on API. That's why I'm just giving these knowledges. Okay, so in the last session we have seen how we can send a simple request. If I just open the Postman, so this was a simple request which we have sent yesterday. We have seen that we are getting the data like this. So this is the request URL, where basically this is the location or address of the server where all the data is present. Okay, and then we are using this get method to receive some data. Then this is the response body. This is the response which we are getting, and usually this response is shown in form of UI. Whenever it's a web application, whenever a response is coming, this same data will be showing in form of UI. Okay, so when that testing is being done, that is known as UI testing. There will be one column of page per page, and there will be some values. But what we are doing, we are just checking these things before it load into the UI. We are checking this thing. That is what we call it API testing. Now, moving ahead. So let's see what we have next. So yeah, we were about that collection. We were on this collection, like yeah, what we can do, the different things with the collection. We can create a new request, mark it as a favorite. We can add a folder inside that. So I've shown you like how to add a folder. So this was a folder. This is the collection. It's a folder and it's a request. The request could be anything, whether it be a get, post, put, and delete. Now we will be seeing some more things, like we can share this collect. Okay, we have seen that how we can run the whole collection at once. I've shown you this thing, like if you want to run the whole collection at once, I'll simply okay, let me just do one thing. So in this collection we only have right now one folder. I want to have more folders, so what I can do is I can simply click on these three dots, go to duplicate, and yes, now let it just change this name to, let's say, teacher APIs. Now you see we have two folders here. So if I run this folder student API, it will only run student API. Let's see, I'm running it. You see, it's only giving me student API things. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. If I'll run this one, I will only able to run this teacher APIs requests only. Let's see. Okay, it's taking some time. Let me just close. So if you want to close any single tab, you can simply click over here on the close button. If you want to close all the tabs, just simply right click over there and you will get this option, close all tabs. Now let me just again run this teacher API. Okay, not sure why it's not running. Let me just try to run this student APIs. Okay, it's running very quickly. Teacher. Okay. Let me just close my Postman and relaunch it again. Just a second. This one, we'll change it to another workspace. Yes, I just changed the workspace. Now, let's see. The teacher API I'm going to run now. And yeah, you see, the teacher API is also working fine. But what if I want to run all the folders inside, including all the requests? I can simply go to this collection, click on three dots, click on run. And you see, it is giving me all the APIs, all the folder APIs. Okay. If I just click on run, yeah, so student APIs have also ran and teacher APIs has also ran. We can share a collection to someone. How? Let's see. Simply right click or like click on these three dots, click on share, and then you can simply provide the email ID of that particular person to which you want to share and just simply click on invite. So in this way, you will be able to share your collection to a particular person. You can get the link of the collection. So what exactly this getting link of the collection? So for example, if I'm getting this link of this collection, let's say that click on the three dots, copy link, and I just copied the link. Now what I can do is, if I will, if I just open a page and if I just search, I'm just pasting that link here. Okay. Now hit enter. Let's see what happens. So whoever will be having the access, whoever will be having having a Postman account, if he will use this link, he will be able to open my collection. If he will use this link, he will be able to open my collection. Let's see whether it is opening the collection or not. Do you see? Right now in my browser, not in the Postman collection. But only thing is my collection should be visible to all. It should be private only. Okay, it should not be public. Sorry, it should be public only, not be private. Okay, so he will be able to get this collection. This is how we can simply share the collection to someone. We can move the collection to another workspace as well. Let's see this thing. This is a very quite interesting thing. So let's say that right now we are in the API testing batch workspace. Let's create one new workspace. So I'll just create one new workspace. We've already seen how we can create a workspace. So let's say that API testing 2. So I just created this new workspace. Now I'm just creating it. Now I'm in this workspace, API testing 2. What if I want to move this collection to another workspace? How I can do that? Simply click on these three dots, click on this move. It will give you the list of all workspaces which you have. So right now you see I have two workspaces. One is personal workspace and the other one is API testing 2, which we have just created now. Click over there and click on move collection. So it will be now moved to that workspace. You see, now this collection is not here anymore. If you just switch your workspace to API testing 2, yeah, now you see we have this collection here now. Okay. Now let me just move it back to that collection only. So this is how we can move a collection as well across the workspaces. Now what next? We can create a fork of collection. So actually this is an interesting thing I just want to show you, but this is none of any use, but I'll just show you what exactly is a fork. So let's say that if you have this collection, and if you want to create a fork of this collection, so what exactly fork means, I'll tell you. Just click over here on the three dots, come here, fork. Now what this will do, if you just click on fork, let's see what happens. Okay, now not in the personal workspace, I want to create this fork into this same batch. Okay, API testing batch. Okay, now if I just click on this fork collection, you see what happened? It's a kind of duplicate. It's a kind of duplicate collection. Okay, so this one is also a school, this one is also a school. Now what is the difference between duplicating? Like I can also duplicate it, directly click over here and I can duplicate it, correct? Now it's duplicating also as a copy. Then what is the use of this fork? So I'll tell you. If I'm duplicating it here, and now if I'm going to add a new thing here, let's say that if I'm adding a new request here, you see I just added a new request here. This new request will always be inside this only duplicated copy only, correct? A school copy. This will not come here, correct? You can see it's not coming up here. But let me just delete this duplicated one as of now. But if you're working with a fork, and let's say that if you're adding a new collection request here, so okay, you see what I just did? I just added a new request in this fork collection. Okay, this new request is right now not in this original collection, it's only in the new request. Now if I just click over here, now you see I'm getting some More options here: create pull request, merge changes, pull changes. You only need to go to merge changes. Just click over this merge changes, and then just click over here, merge all changes. And just you will notice one thing. Right now this original collection is not having this new request. Once I'll click over here, merge all changes, now you see this original collection will also get the same thing. So actually what this fork is used for, let's say that if you have a collection and you want to do some changes in that collection, and that's a huge collection with a lot of folders, with lot of API requests, but you don't want to touch the original collection because you have a fear that it may create some issues if you are working with the original collection. In that case, you can simply create a fork. Whatever the experiment you want to do, you want to write a new test case, you want to write new code, you want to add new folder or request, whatever you want to do, simply do that change. Test that collection by running over here, that whether it's working fine or not. If it's working fine, just simply click on merge change and that change will come up in the new collection. So this is the main use of fork. Okay, let me just delete this fork also. As of now, not required. I'm just again telling you, this course is purely intended for API automation with Python language using the request tools. This course is purely intended for that, but still it's a kind of bonus knowledge which I'm providing it to you. I'm again saying most of the courses or coachings will not provide you this Postman details if you are directly going for API automation. I'm just giving you a bonus kind of knowledge for this Postman so that you guys will be able to understand. Obviously, if we are doing API automation using request in Python, this fork, all these things are not required there. Just wanted to give you some overview on that. Okay, moving ahead. We can rename the collection, duplicate the collection, delete the collection, and export the collection. All these things we have already seen. Okay, we can see that how if we want to rename, simply click over here, rename it like a student API. I just renamed it. If you want to duplicate it, I just shown you like how you can duplicate it. If you want to delete it, I have also shown you how you can delete it. And then if you want to export it, I have shown you how you can export it. So these are the main things related to a collection which you can do over that. Moving to the next slide. What is an environment? Now here some technical thing will be coming up. So what exactly an environment is? Let's go there. Let's go over there. So let's say that, let me just delete this new request as well, not required. Yep. Now let's say that as you can see in user one, what we are using? We are using page number 2. That's good. In user 2 also we are using page number 2. User 3 also we are using page number 2 only. Okay, no issues. But if I'm sending this request, okay, just wait a second. It's sending request but taking some time. Let me just close all tabs. Looks like I again need to restart my Postman. Don't know why it's happening today a lot of time, but just give me a second. Let me just restart my Postman again. Okay, let's see now. Yeah, you see, now it's working fine. Some issue is there with the Postman only, so let's ignore that. Okay, just ignore this test result 0 by 1 because obviously this is this is failing because of some wrong test case. Let me just comment it out. So to comment any test case, simply copy over there and press Control plus 1 /. That's it, like this. Okay, Control plus /. So now it will be commented out. Now there is no test result. Okay, so I am passing this page parameter 2 and I am getting this page 2 result. This user 2 is also doing the same thing, getting the results from 2. User 3 is also doing the same thing, getting results from 2. In teacher APIs also, we are getting 2. Now I have one question to you. If in future, if someone asks you that, okay, I want the details of page number 1. Okay, that's good. You will simply come up here and you will change it to page number 1 equals to 1, and then you will send the request. You will show him that, okay, yeah, this is the page number 1, these are the data on the page number 1. What if he is saying that all these endpoints, okay, all these requests, he wants to get the data of page number 1 for all these endpoints? Now what you're going to do? Obviously you will be going one to each of the request one by one, then you will be changing page number to, correct? It's a hard work. Right now there are only 6 requests. You can do that. What if there are 600 requests or 6,000 requests here? Are you going to every 6,000 requests and you are changing this to? No, you can't do that. It will take a lot of time. So that's why what we can do here is we can make use of environments. How? Let's see that. Simply go to environments tab, click over this plus icon, so it will say you create a new environment. I just created a new environment here. Now let's give this environment name something like school env. Okay, school environment. Now add a variable here, and let's say the variable name is page underscore number. Okay, page number. And initial value could be anything. It could be even empty also, but it's a standard to give the initial value. So right now let's pass 2 and current value also as pass 2. Now you see initial value is 2, current value 2. What it means? It means the value of page number as of now is to always, the postman will always pick your current value, not the initial value. Okay, always make sure. It will always pick the current value. So it means the page number, the value of page number is 2 as of now. Now this page number you just simply need to pass everywhere here, like instead of this one I'll just use double curly braces. Just note it down. Okay, double curly braces, you see, and inside this double curly braces just pass this variable name page number. Still you can see if I just hover over there, I'm not getting any value. Why? Because we have created the environment school env, but we have not selected the environment. We need to select the environment from here. It says no environment right now. Just simply click over there, and then you see you will get all the list of all the environments. Simply click over school env. That's it. Now you will see this just simply changed to blue color, and if I hover over there, it is showing me the value of that particular page number. And if I run this request, now you see it is giving me the data of page 2. Why? Because this value, this page number value is 2. That's why it's treating it as page equals to 2, and we are getting the value. Now the same change we need to do everywhere. Now you may say me that if there are 600 requests or 6,000 requests, are you going to do the same change everywhere? No. The thing is, this change we are going to do in the beginning only. Okay, whenever we are creating the request URLs, or we are duplicating these things, at the same time this page number, this environment thing should be there. Okay. After creation of 6,000 APIs, you will again end up at the same position. So once you have added all the APIs with the environments here, with the environment variables here. Now, if someone will ask you, I want the data of page 2 for all these endpoints. Okay, page number is 2. Let's send it. Yeah, page 2. If I just randomly open this one, send it. Page 2 data. Why? Because page number is 2. But if someone will ask you that now I want the data from page number 1, simply go to environments, select this school environment, change the current value. As I'm again saying, always change the current value. Initial value is never be used by postman. So if you want the data from page number 1, I'm just changing it to 1. Now go back to collection again, run anything. You see, oh, okay, as I told you, we have seen this from the beginning, that whenever we are changing the page number, we need to add the API, missing API key. So you see, now I'm getting the page number, that the data of page number 1. And this user one is giving me this data because we have already added this X API regress free v1, but in others we have not given this value. You see, in others we have not given this value. That's why we are not getting. Obviously, we need to give those values in others as well. I hope you guys already understood what exactly the work of environment. Environment is that thing where we define all the values which we think that it may change in future, Okay, for example, as I told you, I know that obviously this page number 1 2 it can be changed. So that's why what I'm doing, I'm just placing it as an environment. But this regress.in, this will always be there, so I'm not placing it as an environment. Okay, now again one more thing. If any of you, like obviously not any of you, like always, like you guys are already having, I believe, like some experience in the IT, so you might be knowing that whenever we are working with any project, we are having different environments: QA environment, dev environment, prod environment. In some cases pre-prod is also there. So if you'll notice, whenever anyone is working with the QA environment, they will be having their URL like this, qa1-request.in or something like this, qa2, qa3-request.in. Or if they are working with dev environment, they will be having something like this, dev1 dash something like this, correct? Now let's see that. Right now it's qa1 dash. Again, this qa1 will be everywhere here. If in future, if someone will ask you that, okay, now you don't need to run in qa1, you want to run in qa2 or qa3, are you going to change in every collection, every request? No. Simply define this qa1 like this, qa env. So I just define this qa env, and what I'll do, I'll just create an environment variable there. So here I'll just create an environment variable like qa env, and let's say initial value 1 to 1, whatever that is. Now you see, now this will get this u1. Oh, sorry, not one. It should be like this. My bad. qa1, qa1. That's it. Now you see, it will give you qa1. Now, if in future if they want you to change it to dev, you can simply change this value in the dev, and all the requests will change its value accordingly. So this is all about environment. I've just given you a brief overview on that. What we can else do with that environment? Let's see. I will not take much time in this thing because now it's a duplicate thing will be. So just simply click over here. We can share this environment. We have seen how we can share to a particular email ID. We can move to another workspace. We have seen that. We can rename it. We can duplicate it. Again, we can create a fork of that also. That's what I have shown you in the collection. We can export it. Exporting means like we can download this particular environment into our local machine, and then we can delete it as well. So we have seen different things about collections and environments, and actually these things are more than enough to deal with API automation request with Python. These things are more than enough. Okay, moving to the next slide. So okay, now we are going to see about these things. Explain different components of a request. Yeah, cool. So whenever we are sending a request, what are the different components of a request? For that, what I would like to do is I would like to create a new collection. So let's create a new collection, name it as request components, or like let's say, okay, components will be also good. Request components. Now inside that, let's add a request. So inside that, yeah, let's add a request. So from where I'll get the request? I'll get the request from obviously our favorite website, that is request.in. So just give me a second, guys. Hey, sorry guys. Yeah, so this is our favorite website, which is request.in. So I'm just going to this. I'm going just going to get this particular endpoint. So let's take this one. This is the request URL, which we know that, and I'll just paste it here. Okay. Now let's see. Let's send this request, and yes, we are getting the data. Now we'll see everything here only. What are parameters? What are parameters? This is extra information which we usually send in the URL. We send in the URL. Let's see. Here you see, after this question mark, whatever there is, it's parameter. After this question mark, whatever there is, it's parameter. And if you'll notice one thing, by default, in this params tab, it's also created page equals to 2. It means it has created here by default as well, page equals to 2. So this is parameter actually, and this is some extra information which we are passing with the request URL, that okay, we want the information of page number 2. Okay, so this is parameter. Now, what is authorization? Okay, again, extra information we send in the URL. It is basically used to filter, search, or pass some small data. Correct? That's what we are doing here. We are filtering the data. Like, okay, from page number 2 or page number 1. Okay. Now, what is authorization? Now, this is one of the most discussed things in past students. So, what exactly is authorization? It is a proof that you are allowed to access this API. So, for example, let's go back to the first day. If I'm logging into my Facebook server, if I'm logging into my Facebook account, obviously I need to provide my username and password. And if I'm providing my username and password, if those combination is correct, then only I'm authorized. Then only I'm authorized to access the response of that Facebook server, and that same response is being shown in form of UI as a dashboard. Correct. So basically, this authorization could be anything in APIs. Usually in UI, it's always a username and password, but in API, it could be username and password, it could be an API key, it could be a token. So a lot of things could be an authorization. We are going to see all these things in further sessions clearly, but as of today, I'll show you about token. Okay. So for example, let's do one thing. Um, I'll just do one thing very quickly. We have actually one more website. Let me check which that website is. Yep, we have something called one API.dev. Let me just open that website. One API.dev. Let me check. Okay. Uh, one API dev. Where is that? Or okay, let me just copy a link from somewhere. It should work. Not found. Let me just do one more thing. Yep. So this is the website actually. Okay, the dash one dash API.dev. So this is also a kind of practice website which is going to provide you some kind of APIs. Okay. And for the first time, if you are opening this website, okay, this is the URL. If you guys want to copy this URL, you can simply take a screenshot or copy this one. So the one API.dev. So if you are working with this website for the first time, you need to sign up. Let's sign up. I'll just provide my email ID very quickly. Now password, you can just create any password. That's it. Okay, user already exists. I should get a login option then. Yep. So now I'm going to login because I have already signed up here. Okay. Let me just use this one. So yes, now what happened? I got an access token. Why this access token I have got? Because if I'll just click over this auth, I'll get the thing why I got access token. So you see, this is the request URL. Let's copy this request URL. I'll just show you. Okay. Just copy this request URL, go to your Postman, and this is the new request. Okay, so this was related to parameters, correct? Let me just rename it to params. Now we are understanding authorization, correct? Params we have already understood. One more thing, if you want to add any parameter here, you can simply add from here as well or add here as well in the params tab only. So for example, whatever you will add here, that will be automatically adding up here. Let's see. So right now it was page, now let's say sheet, and the value is sheet 80. So you see that thing also got added with an and. Okay. Right now it's not required. I'll just delete it. So params. Now we are going to see about parameters. Let me duplicate it. Sorry. Now we are going to see about authorizations. Let me duplicate it and change it to authorizations. So all these things, all these collections will be provided to you once all these are ready during the sessions. Okay. So authorizations. Now what I just did, I just copied that website. Okay. This website URL is here. Now this is the endpoint. This is endpoint, and what it says that token required. No, it means If I want to access this slash book endpoint, it will not require any token. Let's do that. Let's see. So now you see what I just did. This is our final request URL. And according to the website, it says that if you want to get the data of this particular URL, you don't require any access token. Let's see. Just click on send button. Yep, correct. We are getting the data. Right? We are getting the data. Okay, the fellowship of rings, the two towers, the return of the king. So we are getting this data. And what it means, we are not passing anything in authorization. You see, we are not passing anything authorization. It means this API is open to all. This API is open to all. No one requires to be authenticate themselves to work with this API. Okay, but if there is some API, obviously whenever you guys are working with the company, the project, the clients, they are not having any open APIs. They want some security, correct? So obviously you should be having authorization. Now I'll show you. So this was authorization. So let's rename it to without authorization. Okay, without authorization. Now I'll just copy, duplicate it again. I'll rename it to with authorization. So in the same website, if you come down a little bit, you will see movie. Now you see token is required. Now let's see what happens. Slash movie. Now with authorization, I'm just changing this thing. Oh, sorry. Instead of slash book, I'm just giving slash movie. Now what this website says that if you want to access the books, you don't require any kind of authorization, username, password, authentication, token, nothing. You will get the response. But it says that if you want to access the list of movies, you need to authorize yourself. Let's see. I'm sending it, and yeah, what it says false. It means the response is not success. Message, what is the message? Message is you are unauthorized. It means this site don't know you. Who are you? He obviously you guys will not open up your door for any unknown person, correct? That is the same thing authorization do. And you see 401, this is the status code which says that this request is unauthenticated. Okay, now what next? What I can do is, if I'll go to here, where is my bearer token? So it has given me bearer token somewhere. Yeah, okay, sorry, in the previous page. Yeah, at the time of login only, it has given me this access token, correct? This is the access token. Simply copy this access token. Obviously this access token will be provided by your company to you, okay? Or like there will be one more API which is going to generate the access token. I'll also show you that thing as well. So just go to your headers, provide a key here, authorization key, and then here you provide your access token. But will it work? Will it work? For me, it will not work. Let's see. Wow, why? Yes, it didn't work. Why? Authorization will always require one string before your access token, and that string is bearer. That is the standard. Okay. So bearer, and then after bearer space and whatever the token is, just provide that token. Now if I just click on send button, now I'm getting the list of all the movies which I'm going to see tonight. No king. So yep, the Lord of the Rings series, Hobbit series, Unexpected Journey. So a lot of things are there. Correct? Why? Now why I'm getting this response? Because now I'm authorized. This token is a kind of iCard. This token is a kind of ID which you need to show at your office gate to enter. If you don't have your ID, your security card will not allow to enter the office. Correct? In the same way, this authorization is the same thing. If you want to access this API, you need to provide this authorization token, and this is how we can access the authorization tokens. Okay, this is what all about authorization. But don't worry, we are going to see different kind of authorization tokens in future. Okay, username, password, API key, AWS, a lot of things are there. Just giving an overview. Now what exactly is headers? It is a key value pair with extra information sent along the request. Again, you may ask me that, okay, yeah, this extra information we are sending here also in the params. Then why again extra info we are sending in the headers? The thing is, in params, we are sending the extra information to filter or search the result. To filter or search the result. It means based on your parameter which you are passing. based on your parameter which you are passing here, your response will change. Correct? If you're passing two parameter, you will get the data for page number 2. If you pass one parameter, you will get the page number 1. So based on parameter, your response may change. But for headers, headers is not related to response at all. The headers is related to in request. It is going to show you the environment of request. Like, okay, what are other things related to the request? For example, you see we just added an authorization header. We have just added an authorization header. Correct? What it means, it is showing you some extra information about this request, that okay, this request is going to have an authorization, this connection is keep alive. So basically no need to understand all these things, because these are the by default things for REST APIs. These are by default things. Okay, cache control, postman token, host, user agent, all these things are by default things. Okay, so these are providing you some extra information about the request only, so this is all about headers. Okay, now coming to the main thing, request body, which I believe like someone has asked me 2 days ago, like why we didn't send the request body, because we were working with the get. But here you will see it is the main data that you send to the server. This request body is actually the main data which we are sending to the server, and basically the request body is only used to create or update something. It means in post and put. So basically post is used to create a data, put is used to update or modify a data. Get is used to receive some data where request body is not required. Delete is also used to delete a data. There also request body is not required. Okay. So in case of post or put only, you will require a request body. Now let's see. Let's see. So let me just create, let me just duplicate, or yeah, duplicate this one only. So again, let's go back to Regress website. So you see all these things are get request, okay? And here, yeah, here it is, post. Also, you will notice one thing, in the get, we are only having this URL. We don't have any request body. But once we click on this post, now you see we are also having one request body. Okay, I'll show you what this request body, what is the use of this request body. As of now, first copy the request URL. How you can get the request URL? Simply click on this request, and then you can copy from here. Again, you see it's saying missing API key. It means when I'm using this request URL, I will require an API key. Okay, we'll add. So this is related to request body, and then I'm just pasting this URL. And obviously we need to change it to post, because now I'm going to post the data. Okay, now let's see if I click on send button. Obviously it will not work because we don't have API key right now, correct? One more thing, if you want to delete any kind of any headers, extra headers, you can simply click over here, delete button. Okay, but you can't delete these built-in headers. Now let's send. It will give me missing API key. Let's see. Yes, it's giving me missing API key. Okay, now what we can do is let's add the API key. So X API key, and here it will be request free v1. Save it from here or do Control S only. Now click on send. It's giving me only ID and created it. Okay, it means some what we say, some record has been created. Okay, just make sure this is the request URL, this is the post. It means you are creating some record. If it's a post, if I'll change it to get, maybe I will get some data, it will not create it. Let's see. So you see, I'm getting some data, and by default, the data what I'm getting is page number 1 data. By default, I'm getting the data of page number 1. Okay, but if we'll change it to post, it is going to create some data. And as of now, it's creating some data like ID is 530 and created at this timestamp. Again, I'm sending, now ID is 239. So it's creating different data. But I want to create my own data on the server, correct? With some values. What I can do is simply come to this body. So we have seen, params, authorization, headers. Now we are in the body. Simply come to the body, select raw. In the raw, there will be a request body which will be provided you by the company or business analyst whoever is there. So let's copy that request body. So this is the request body. Yeah, I believe like someone is having some doubt.
Yes, so there is an authorization tab as well along with. So why do we have to put it in headers authorization?
Yeah, sure. So basically, if you are using bearer token, then you need to put that in the headers only. Okay. Or also you can provide that here as well. You can provide that here as well. Here you only need to provide the token. You don't need to add bearer. But whenever it's a standard practice that whenever you guys are working with the bearer token, they are providing in the headers. Okay. But in authorization tab, we are having a lot of kind of different authorizations, which we are going to see in further sessions. Are we good? You can provide here as well. You
Okay,
can provide
so
there as well.
if we provide here, we need not provide it in the header, right?
Yes, obviously. Yeah, obviously. If you provide the token here, there are two things. You don't need to provide. Let's come here. Yeah, so if you provide this token in authorization in this bearer token, you don't need to provide this authorization in headers. And the second thing, yeah, you see what it says. This is a duplicate header and will be overridden by authorization header. You see why? Because in authorization, I just selected bearer token. So it's giving me a warning, correct? That it's a duplicate. So either provide here or provide here. One more thing, if you're providing here, you only need to provide the token. You don't need to add this bearer sentence. Okay, you only need to provide the token here. That's it. But again, saying the company standard is always providing the bearer token in the headers only. But yeah, it's up to you and your project requirements wherever you want to provide. Are we good?
No. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now moving ahead. So we were in the request body. And then yes, so what I was trying to do is I just copied this request body, and then I'm just pasting this request body here. So I just came to body raw and just paste it here. That's it. We don't need to use any other things, non-form data. No, with the REST APIs 90% of the time raw is going to be used. So go into the raw, provide this request body. Now I'm going to change this name. Let's say that name is Rohit, leader is QA, something like that. Okay, job is QA. Now if I send it, you will see some change in the response. Now you see, I just created a data. I just created a data with name. In that data, the name is Rohit, the job is QA, and this is the ID which is being generated randomly. It's a functionality of that particular website only. This is created. It is also being generated randomly. Okay. Now again, if I want to add something here, let's see whether this website is allowing me to add some more thing or not. So let's say that company, and let's pick up the dream company for everyone here, Google. Yes, yep, it's allowing me. It's also allowing me to add some more data. So this is how we are adding some data. This is how we are adding some data, or like creating some data in the server. Correct? So this is the request body, and this request body is in form of JSON. This is key, this is value. The request body is always in the key value pair. On the last sentence, you don't need to have comma. Whatever the data you will be providing, whatever the data you are providing in the request, that same thing should populate here in the response. And again, in the script, in the test script, the testers are going to write some test code. How? I'm telling you, they will be writing some automation code here in such a way that they will be validating that if I'm creating a data with name Rohit, either like whether I am getting the same name here in the response or not. This is what API testing is. Like I'm just giving you in one sentence, one simple sentence, what you are sending, what you are getting. If you are getting the data in the same way, what you are sending, if you're checking that thing, this is called API testing. We are checking the API that, okay, are we getting the correct data or not? For example, if you are logging into your Facebook account with some different username and it's giving you the details of some different username, obviously it's a bug. So this is what a request body is, and obviously we are going to see everything more. So yes, you see, it is main data you send to the server. The request body is actually used to send when creating and updating something, and it is the actual content of a letter. Letter means, like, it's just an analogy example, that if you pass, like, if you are giving a letter to someone, this request body is going to work as, actual letter, correct, like what is written inside that letter. So this was all for today. I hope that if there is any queries, doubts, issues, please let me know. I hope that I have given a very good and brief overview, even to the newcomers as well who don't know the APIs. Yeah, please. Prabjot, I think you are putting your hands up, so I believe you are having some doubt. If yes, you can please feel free to ask. Yeah, please. Mahesh, you can, if you have any questions. Are you guys only giving me a high five?
So while
Oh,
I
okay.
have a
Sorry,
question,
sorry,
while
sorry. I
you're
think, yeah, Murli, you can continue right now.
so while you're teaching, you are like
Mhm.
daily you will be asking us to do something like you have some exercises for us to
Yeah,
practice, or
obviously.
how is it?
Okay, yeah, obviously. I'll be just doing that. If you guys want, look, right now we are in a very early stage. That's why I'm not giving you assignment as of now. If you want, I can give you the assignment for this one also. But yeah, the assignments will be there on a regular basis. Whenever we are, learning any new and vast topic, I'm going to give you an assignment so that you guys can practice and then come back to me if there is any doubts with you guys.
Mm.
Yeah, have a question. Thank you. Thanks for unmuting me.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the authorization key and the API key that you explained?
These are different kind of only authorizations. If I'll just go to this authorization tab, you see API key is there, basic auth is there, bearer token is there, JWT is there. So all these are, different kind of authorizations which are created by the developers for this particular API, for their specific APIs. That's it.
Okay, so do we need to send these authorization keys or API keys for every request that you send, or is it something that can be stored somewhere and then pick it up from there?
Yeah, we can do that. So for example, yeah, Prabhjot, actually I already unmuted you. Just give me a second. So with authorization, like from here, I am here, okay? We are having this authorization key here. Now, what we can actually do is, let me show you an example to give you an overview. So let's say that I have a new request here. Let's create a new request and let's change it to get token. Get token, okay? Now this user will get changed to login. So basically, I'm showing you only one thing. This is a request URL. Let me just delete this request, but not required. This is a request URL, and basically if you will hit the send button, you will get a token. You see. Okay, missing email or username. Okay, actually we need to provide some email and username. Let me copy it from somewhere. Yes, so this is the email and username. It's a valid email and username for request.in, and if I'm sending it, I'm getting one token. The same thing will happen with you also. Like once you jumped into the API testing, if you're working with that, what will happen? The company will not provide you any static token. They are not going to provide you a static token. A static token means the token which is not going to change throughout the project. They will be providing you something like this. Okay, to generate token URL, some email ID or password, you will be provided, and using sending that you will be getting this token. Now what you can do is you can simply store this token. You can simply store this token into your environment variable. Okay, now what I'm giving you, like what I'm telling you, is a little bit complex, but I hope that you will understand. What you will need to do is, whatever the token you are getting, this same token you need to store into your environment variable. Okay, and then from the here environment variable, we can simply, for example, let's say that I just store the token here. Let's say that token. Okay, just give me a second, be with me. Where is that? Get token. Yeah. So let's say that I just stored this token. I just copied it, storing it over here with the token environment variable. And then this same token, I can call here in this with authorization. I can call here the same token. We know that how to call anything from environment variable. Okay, wait. Now you see I'm getting this token here, correct? The same token I'm getting here. Now you might be having one more doubt. I believe so. Every time do we need to copy and paste the token there? No, we don't need to do that. How we can do that? We can simply write a test script. So let me do one thing. Right now I'm just changing this token value to something else, 1 2 3 4 5, something like that. Here as well, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Come back to a collection, go to get token. So now write a script here, pm dot environment dot set, and then you want to set token, and what will be the value? The value will be, first of all, I need to store this response body into a variable. Let's store it. So const response data equals to pm dot, again, for those whoever is not understanding this kind of code, just don't worry, I just got a question, that's why I'm just showing these things. Otherwise in the further sessions we are also going to see all these concepts. Okay, so yeah, pm dot response dot json, and then here I'll do one thing, response data dot token. Now what is going to happen, I'll show you. Right now in my environments I have this 1 2 3 4 5 6 as the token value. Now once I will run this script, what it will do, it will get the token, it will store this token into my environment variable in the token value. Let's see, I'm just sending it. Okay, I just send it. Now let's see what happened in the environments. You see, that token got stored here, and the same token, whatever is stored here, that token will automatically be coming up here. This is how it works. So you don't need to get token everywhere every time. You will be writing one test script just to save the token in the environment variable, and from there you will be fetching the token everywhere. I think this was your correct question, correct?
Yeah, that's right, but kind of little complex. But yeah, well, if we do more examples, probably we'll get better understanding.
Obviously we are going to do so. Obviously you just asked me right now, that's why I just shown you
Yeah,
like this is the way. But yeah, in future we are going to see every kind of these kind of test scripts as well, how to set the things, all the things we are going to see in the, like, this is a course you don't need to worry about. I can share it for sure. Yeah, thank you, Mesh. Yeah, Professor, please.
So I have a question. How the key is different from the authorization?
How the key is different from the authorization? Basically, like the backend structure is different for all of them. Like basic auth contains username, password, and bearer token contains only a token. API key will only contain a key and a value pair. So for example, I can say that if you're entering in your office, in some offices you will see a punching machine is there, that is also used to authorize you. In some office there is a machine there where you need to put your card and then it will let you enter. In some office you will get a camera which will recognize your face and then it will let you enter. So all these are different technologies, but the main work is the same thing. They are only going to authorize you whether you are the correct person to access this API or not.
So this is company's configuration, how they want to authorize to
Obvi-
access the application.
Again, telling you one more thing. Again, tell you one more thing. 80% of the company using bear 80% of the company using bear token, 20% of the company using, not 20 25, like 15 or 16% of the company using basic auth, and all other these things, these are basically very rarely used. Hawk authentication, AWS signature, and TLM, these are very rarely. Even API key also is a very rarely used authorization, but the bear token is the most worldwide used token as it's a more secure.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any other? Yeah, thank you so much, Pavitra. Any queries? Anything else? I think we are good to go. So today we have seen about different components of the request. Tomorrow we are going to see about different components of the response, and then we will be gradually increasing, our knowledge in the yeah. And further we will be creative. We are going to create some, get, post, put, and delete API request. And at that day, I'm going to provide some assignment which will be containing all these, things like just to create a get request, post request. Then we are also going to see about different status codes. Okay, a lot of things are there in our plate right now, and I believe like I'll take I maybe like taking 6 to 7 days more for this postman. Then again, um 8 to 9 days for Python, because I want you guys to be very good in Python so that there will be no any issues in requests when we are working with request. Most of the candidates, whoever not having the knowledge on the Python, if they are not going to understand that part, the request will be very tough for them. Okay, so they need to understand. That's why I'll take some more days on that, and then finally we'll jump into the main intention of this course, that is request with Python automation testing.
So in Postman, we are running in sequence. So can we also run them in parallel?
No, the Postman will not provide you that facility to run in parallel.
Okay.
So to
So
run
in
these,
case,
yeah, if you want to run the parallel things, you need to use Jmeter or other performance testing tools, Jmeter, LoadRunner. So they will give you a facility to run parallel.
so in some cases, might have to wait till other cases. Say example, I want to create say 2, 3 Docker containers.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have some command. So I
Mhm.
get first I run some login, give some login ID, password, then I get token. So that token will be used for running any of the APIs, but
Mhm.
all the three are not required to be run one after the other. So they
You
can
can't
be
do that
just
actually.
created
But you
in a
can,
sequence.
so yeah, yeah, I'm saying you. So you just told me that if you're working with the Docker and like you want to run in like all at once, it's not possible, or like you can't do that. If there is an authentication token, why? Because at the same time you're generating the token, and at the same time with the other another request, you are also trying to log in. Correct? The same time it is running parallel. So obviously your another request is not having that token yet. That's why Postman always allows you to run in sequence. It says that first generate the token, then
No,
log
not
in,
about
then
the login or that after you log in, some things can be sequence, some things can be parallel.
yes,
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying
can
to
be,
say.
yeah, there is a possibility, but Postman will not allow you to do so. Postman will only allow to run in the sequence only.
Other thing I want to check is say I want to create 4 or 5 Dockers, but first Docker is required to create, say if there is some dependency, uh,
Mhm.
how do we wait and then execute the other one? Like, and other thing is
I'll tell you.
you need
So
not.
there are two things actually. The first thing is in your request body, you have an option to delay your request. If you want to delay your request, that this request should not run now, this request should run after 10 seconds or 20 seconds. What you can do in Docker 1, run your request, and in Docker 2 have an request which is running after 50 or 60 seconds, which is running after 50 or 60 seconds. This is how you can delay. The second thing is there should be some functionality in Docker itself to get the delay in between. Well, I have not most of the expertise in Docker. I know a little bit about that, but I believe so.
Okay, I mean, my intention is not about Docker. My intention is to check. Say I just ran one thing, and there are 3